Yo, guys, so I was recently thinking like the problems that we're having in modern society now. What can be the reason why we are having so much problems in this modern society? And I was thinking and I came up with the conclusion that the only reason why we are having all these problems is because men and women have been made to coexist together. And what I mean by coexisting together is that in the workplace, everywhere, men and women are now intermingling. And the problem that brings out is that men and women have different reasoning capacity. The way men think and the way women think is not the same. So when you intermingle these two species, conflict will arise, definitely. That's why we have a lot of gender war. That's why we have a lot of clashes online between men and women, who is the better gender. Because if you look in the past, the only reason men and women came together was because of getting children. There was no other business between a man and a woman. This story of you need to have a woman by your side, you need to have a woman constantly talking to a woman. There was nothing like that because they understood that once a man and a woman coexisted together, there were bound to be problems, there were bound to be conflict because the way men reason and the way women reason is completely different. That's why we are having a lot of challenges today because everywhere in the matatu, in the churches, in the clubs, we have a coexistence between men and women. That's why if you look in the past, men and women were always separated because they understood that the way a man thinks and the way a woman thinks was completely different. And it's not the men's fault or the women's fault, but it's a biological nature. Men are logical beings and women are emotional beings. So when you put these two together, it's like putting water and paraffin in the same mix. So we need to give women space, and also the women need to give the men space. That's why it's important to have boundaries. Don't be very fond of having constant relationships with women because that's where conflict starts. That's where gender war starts. That's where the disrespect starts because the coexisting part, we are supposed to be as a bit spaced out. So that was my analysis. What you think, you can comment below.